Hi everyone, and welcome to Click Sports. My name is Shalom Habu, and without any further ado, let us jump into the review of the second round of games going on in the World Cup in Qatar.
You are watching Click Sports. Click to explore the games.
In Group A, we saw Qatar lose to Senegal by 3-1. And in the prior game, we saw the Netherlands draw 1-0 with Ecuador. As things stand right now in Group A, Netherlands and Ecuador sit joint top with 4 points. Senegal sit third with 3 points. Host Qatar have been eliminated, fortunately for them, and they sit bottom with 0 points. Well, so far in the group, there have been two standout players for me, in particular Cody Gakpo of Holland and Enner Valencia of Ecuador. Enner Valencia has 3 goals and is currently the top scorer at the World Cup. And Cody Gakpo has scored 2 goals so far in the 2 games he has played. These guys have been really so far so good in terms of any star quality so far in the games that have been played so far in Group A. These guys have been the standout players. Well, the Dutch have not been as exceptional as one would expect them to be in terms of the kind of football that they've played. But well, their games they've managed to get points and they haven't lost yet. And yeah, they're on course to make it into the next round. Ecuador too, they have been so far, I'll say, in terms of style of play that we've seen so far in the competition, Ecuador has been the best team in the group in the way they play, their energy, their pressing, the style of football, the way they move the ball, their aggression. They have been the most inspiring team so far, and they keep things going like this. I'm worried for my African brothers in Senegal because the final game of the group, you understand, Senegal also, you understand, they managed to get a win, but their final game of the group is against Ecuador, and it'll be a very tough game. Me personally, I'm leaning towards Senegalese because of my African affiliation, but the way I see Ecuador playing, I'll not be surprised if Ecuador beat Senegal and top the group qualifier. As for Netherlands, I think that they will have it to be a fairly it should be easy for them against the Qataris. It'll be easy for them against the Qataris, and they should be able to secure promotion to the next round. In Group B, we saw Wales sadly lose to Iran, surprisingly by 2-0, and England were involved in a ball draw against the USA. 0-0 was the result. As things stand in the group, England sit top with 4 points, Iran in second with 3 points, USA with 2 points, and Wales sadly sits at the bottom with 1 point and pretty much on the verge of being eliminated. Except things go their way, they win the last game and the other results go in their favor. Well, what can I say about this group? Well, so far so good. Aside from the excitement that we saw in the first round of games from England beating Iran by 6-1, the second game against the United States was unfortunately not as exciting as one would have expected. One would have expected the English to, kick on from that result. Well, it was really a sad performance from Gareth Southgate's men. Everyone, both the players and the coaching staff, have to take a blame for the performance. You understand, there was no inspiration. The English could not penetrate. Basically, United States made it hard for them to find spaces. And you saw how ineffective it made the likes of Bukayo Saka and Raheem Sterling look. Even with the injection of some brilliance from the likes of Jack Grealish, you still didn't see any change. You understand? And unfortunately for Gareth Southgate, right now he's facing a lot of backlash back home because unfortunately nobody understands why Phil Foden wasn't given the chance to at least show what he could do to help change the game. Well, can I say? Well, England, the next game against Wales, let's hope that they will pick up and they will improve their performance. And yeah, let's hope Gareth Southgate can redeem himself and get back on his side, get England back winning and winning well. So at least they'll have the confidence and they'll progress and do what they're expected to do for their fans in the World Cup. As for the United States, good performance from them. They were solid. They made themselves hard to beat. You understand? And yeah, if they are taking their chances, they might have won that game. I understand. But at least they sit currently on 2 points, and yeah, there's still a chance for them to qualify. They have a big game coming up against the Iranians, and yes, if the United States can beat the Iranians, they will qualify. If the Iranians beat the United States, they also qualify. So it's still an interesting group, still very exciting. You understand? Right now in Group B. So let's keep an eye on that and see how things go. In Group C, Poland were able to overcome Saudi Arabia by 2-0, and Argentina were able to redeem themselves by defeating Mexico 2-0. As things stand right now in the group, Poland sits top of the group with 4 points. Argentina are behind them in second with 3 points. Saudi Arabia with 3 points. Mexico with 1 point. Standout players for me so far in the group are obviously Lionel Messi, 2 goals, 1 assist. You understand? He grabbed the opener against Mexico, and that was, you understand, that was all Argentina need to kick on and grab the second goal and win the game. You understand? I didn't really expect Argentina, even though they lost. I didn't really expect Argentina to. I expected them to find a way to win this game because they have a history of beating Mexico in the World Cup. You understand? The last time they met, I think this was in 2010. Argentina really took Mexico apart. So I expected Argentina at least to be able to find a way to win this game. And yes, it still wasn't the greatest of performance. You understand? The likes of Rodrigo De Paul, Lautaro Martinez were nowhere to be found in this game. He had to turn to Messi again. He scored the first goal and then he gave the assist for the second goal. So it seems like Argentina are still very much reliant on Messi, and it seems like if Argentina are going to get anything out of this World Cup, Messi just has to find a way to just dig them out. Key moments. But the rest of the team, key players in the rest of the team, those important players, they can also pick themselves up and also, you understand, give an account of themselves. So Argentina will have, you understand, Argentina will win this World Cup, and Messi will go down as the greatest of all time, and that debate will be put to rest. We saw Lewandowski finally grabbing a World Cup goal with tears of joy in his eyes. Oh well, happy for Lewandowski. He finally got a goal at the World Cup. This is I think his second or third World Cup, and he's not scored yet. So great for him. He scored. They were able to overcome Saudi Arabia, and Poland right now in pole position to make it to the next round. So that's good. That is good. Well, let's keep an eye on as things go for them in the group, and yeah. Good for them. In Group D, Tunisia lost sadly for Africa. Tunisia lost to Australia, and France were able to beat the Danes by 2-1. As things stand right now in the group, France sits top with 6 points, Australia sits second with 3 points, Denmark sits third with 1 point, and Tunisia are also bottom with 1 point. Standout players for me so far in the group: Mbappe, 3 goals so far, joint top scorer in the competition with Enner Valencia, earlier talked about. And so far so good, he has been vital for France. He was really vital for France against Denmark. And believe you me, if Mbappe didn't just switch it on and just take the game by the scruff of the neck and score those 2 vital goals, I don't think the French will have come out of this game with their heads held high. You understand? France haven't really started this competition in the best form. Yes, they won the first game by emphatic result. Good, they have good players, but as a team, the way they're playing, it's not at the same. They're not at the same level yet as the team that won the competition in 2018. So France really need to get themselves back in the groove. They really need to pick themselves and get themselves back in the groove. You can't rely on Mbappe. Mbappe is not always going to have a great game. You understand? But he's a great player. So, but let's see how things go for France. You understand? Well, France. I think the final game of the group, the French play Tunisia, and Denmark go up against Australia. Denmark too. Good team. You understand? I think they are ranked 10th in the world right now, and for them to be sitting 1 point after 2 games in the group, that does not really speak well for the Danes, because a lot of people have tipped them to do good things in the group, at least finish second in the group behind France. So they really need to do the business in the final game, you know, and hope that the results go their way in the other games. And yeah, all the best to Denmark, all the best to France, and everyone else in the group.
You are watching Click Sports. Click to explore the games.
In Group E, we saw Spain draw 1-1 with Germany, with goals from Alvaro Morata and Fulkrug. And we saw Costa Rica beat Japan by 1-0. So as things stand in Group E, Spain sits top with 4 points, Japan sits second with 3 points, Costa Rica second with 3 points, and Germany are fourth with 1 point. So, well, what can I say about Group so far? Well, the Germans were able at least to give themselves a last gasp chance to at least still qualify, sitting at the bottom and losing the first game against Japan and almost losing to Germany. You understand? Almost losing to Germany. At least they still have a chance. They win the final game, and then the results in other games go their way, the Germans can still qualify. But as things stand right now, you understand, the Spaniards and the Japanese are pretty much the favorite, although they play each other. So this is how it works in Germany's favor. Spain win, if Japan wins, beats Spain, you understand, blocks Germany's chance of qualifying. So I mean, well, Germany have left it all to do for themselves. Although it's important to note that Jamal Musiala has at least been a standout player for them so far. He was really inspirational yesterday. His performance was really good. He was one of the few German players, if not the only German player, that really held his head high with the performance he delivered for Germany. As for the Spaniards, you understand, they won the first game by 7-0, and then the second game they did well, dominated possession, dominated the game. Although the goals didn't come, but they were able to grab the goal. You understand, through substitute Alvaro Morata. So, I mean, it's good result for Spain. They're still in control of their destiny as things stand for them in the group, and they're looking good for the World Cup. They're looking like one of the teams that will actually do something at the World Cup. You understand? Let's see how things go for them in the final game. But I expect Spain to be able to take care of Japan in the final game and come through out of that game without any problems. In Group F, we sadly saw, surprisingly, to the surprise of the whole footballing world, we saw Morocco defeat Belgium by 2-0 in a very uninspiring performance by the Belgians. And Croatia were able to smack Canada by 4-1. As things stand right now in the group, Croatia sits top with 4 points, Morocco sits second with 4 points, Belgium sits third with 3 points, and Canada have been eliminated and are on 0 points. Wow, Belgium. Where do I even start with Belgium? Wow. The golden generation. Is this how it's going to end? 2-0 losing to Morocco and sitting third in the group, basically on the verge of being eliminated. You understand? This is not good for Roberto Martinez and his boys. This is not good for Eden Hazard, not good for Kevin De Bruyne. They basically do not give an account of themselves. Even one of their players came out at the end of the game and basically stated that their performance was very slow. The team is very slow. Maybe age is no longer on their side again, and they are all getting old. That is a very damning assessment for your teammate to give on you, and that doesn't speak well of the Belgians. You understand? This for me was basically the last chance for this group of players, this set of players, to basically achieve the success that everyone tipped them to do. Most of them are reaching the final point of their career. Eden Hazard is approaching his 30s. Kevin De Bruyne is approaching his 30s. Lukaku is not a young kid anymore. Toby Alderweireld, Jan Vertonghen, all these guys are all old right now, and basically they're not really producing the next generation that we expect Belgium to be. So this was a chance for them to do something massive in this World Cup, and losing to Morocco does not speak well for them. They will have to really pick themselves up in the final game against Croatia. Tough game against Croatia. They struggled in the first game. They were able to overcome Canada. People, you understand, but they were able to. But in this game, they were found out by the Moroccans. Against Croatia, it's not going to be funny. Belgium really need to get their act together and pick themselves up and, you understand, at least qualify to the next round. You understand? At least qualify to the next round. So as things, you understand. So far so good. Well, I won't really point to any standout quality in terms of like individual play in that group yet. You understand? There are a lot of top players in that group. Like I mentioned, the Belgian stars. In Morocco, we have the likes of Hakim Ziyech, Sofiane Boufal. You understand? Modric has not really. He's been good so far, but you understand, Croatia won, but Modric has not really been the Modric of the last World Cup yet. So we're still waiting to see some magic from this group of players. Yeah. So so far so good. Good for the teams in Group F. And finally, in Group G, as things stand right now, I think Switzerland will be taking on Cameroon. While this video is being uploaded, I understand, and Switzerland take on Brazil later on in the day, without the talismanic Neymar. That has to be mentioned as well. Well, all the best to them in their game today, and we'll be giving a review of the performances later on. Thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate you following us. Don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, and see you all next week. Thank you.
Packaged by iKing Media.